There's been several asked questions about how this device works. I'd like to do a little explanation of what's going on. This in the top of the column is what they call the deflegmator. It's a partial reflux condenser. It's made of shell and tube, and it's about 6 inches long and extends down into the column. At this point here we have a temperature sensor, and that senses the temperature of the water flowing through. This is the input and the output of the deflegmator. The input of the deflegmator comes off the top of the condenser, as you can see from this angle here. These two valves control the flow of water either through the deflegmator or not. If I open this valve and close this valve, the deflegmator effectively has no flow. If I close this one and open this one, then we have complete flow through the deflegmator. To be able to change how much water and what the average temperature of the water is going through the deflegmator, you basically cycle both of these valves on and off at the same time. Of course, this is the discharge of the water going out here, and then the input of the water comes in the bottom hose here. And on the bottom hose there's a needle valve. It's a very precise needle valve. I'm really surprised it works really well. And then the flow of the water goes back up, and this valve turns the water flow on and off. The condenser itself is a really interesting device. The bolt in the center is just basically holding the bottom and top on. The copper coil itself is 1/2 inch, so it doesn't have that much copper area, but there's a really large flow. So we have the water flowing into here, and then it goes up and exits via that spout there. This one also has a nice device that I like. This is a vacuum brake. Basically it allows air to go in here so that if there's any huffing and puffing within the coil itself, you don't see that on the output of the string. Currently we're right in the middle of the Hart's run, so we've got a really good flow. I'm currently running the deflegmator full on. I've been looking for the sweet spot all morning, and I finally found it with the deflegmator full on, starting with a spirit run of 35% in the stripped in the tank, and running the power at 3/4 power. This is the power coupling here. The power coupling is an industrial strength 9 kW 240 delta wired, and all these other things here are going to be prettied up once this becomes a production unit. These are just temporary wires so that we could get the computer interface running. And you see there's several of them leading everywhere. We've got really nice places to put sensors. This is the sensor for the vapor temperature. Of course, I've already showed you the sensor for the deflegmator temperature. We have one here that's 24 inches long that extends down into the pot, and then there's one way down on the bottom of the tank that measures the oil temperature. So we've got quite a few places that we can measure quite well. And this is some other extras. This is a 3 psi pop-off valve so that we don't have any problems with overpressure. And then this is an over-temperature valve here. So, oh no, this one's the vacuum brake. So when it starts cooling down, it'll suck air and not collapse the column. So I hope this was an informative video for you.